Take a look at this sentence. The massive crowd watched Raheem play football with great happiness. If you had to find all 4 nouns in this text and accurately name their exact types, could you do it? If you're not sure, don't worry. In exactly 5 minutes, you're going to have a system to identify and sort any noun, known in Bengali as bishisha, the moment you see it. Grab a pen and a piece of paper right now. We're going to use them for an interactive challenge at the end of this lesson. Nouns are the subjects and objects of your sentences. Once you can reliably spot them, you can see exactly how the rest of the sentence is built to support them. Think of a noun as a naming word for a person, place, physical thing, or invisible idea. For person, this includes mother. For place, it covers a city like Dhaka. Physical things include a book, while ideas are concepts like freedom. To find these words quickly, ask 2 questions: who or what? In the sentence, Raheem is reading a book, ask yourself, who is reading? That's Raheem. What is he reading? That's the book. By asking who is acting and what they are interacting with, you can instantly pull the nouns out of a crowded sentence. Sometimes a noun isn't an obvious thing. Look at the end of the word. Suffixes give the noun away. Words ending in tion, ment, ness, ship, or ty are almost always nouns, turning actions into concepts. If you're stuck between a description and a noun, like honest versus honesty, use the "can you touch it" test. You can be honest, but you cannot physically hold honesty. There is also a visual giveaway. Look for the articles a, an, or the. The word that follows these is nearly always a noun. You don't have to guess based on sound. Structural clues like these endings in articles provide objective proof that a word is a noun. Once you've found a noun, you need to sort it. We can organize every noun into one of 5 categories, or baskets. Basket 1 is the proper noun. These are specific names for unique people, like Rabindranath Tagore. In English, these always start with a capital letter. This also applies to specific locations, such as the city of Paris. Basket 2 is the common noun, or Shadara Nam. These are general categories like boy, city, or river. Basket 3 is the collective noun, or samoshti, which refers to a group acting as one, like a team or a crowd. Basket 4 is the material noun, or upadan. These are the ingredients things are made of. You don't count these, you weigh them. Uncountable raw ingredients like wood are material. The countable finished product, like a chair, is common. Finally, basket 5 is the abstract noun, or gun bhav. These are nouns we can't see or touch, only feel or understand, like honesty or love. Sorting nouns this way tells you how they behave in a sentence, whether they can be plural or need a singular or plural verb. Watch the magnifying glass isolate targets. Crowd describes a group, so it's collective. Raheem is a capitalized name, a proper noun. Football is a countable object going in the common basket. Finally, the ness ending on happiness confirms it's an abstract noun. Using these questions and endings turns a confusing sentence into organized, clear information. It's time for your final exam. Look at these 5 sentences. Use your pen and paper to list the nouns and their baskets. Pause the video right now to finish the test. We will go over the answers together when you press play. Here are the results. Water is an uncountable ingredient, so it's material. Team is collective. Dhaka is proper. City is common. Honesty is abstract, and bird is common. If you got stuck, remember to check for those word endings and use the ingredient rule for materials. You've now identified the subjects and objects of these sentences. You've taken the first essential step in understanding how grammar actually works.